Right guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz, WELDERFABBER, and today is a Saturday and I'm going to do a little midweek episode for you about putting a new bottom edge and bolt on edge on this little 20-ton ditching bucket. Now there's lots of ways to repair a ditching bucket and welders do them in different ways, but I'm just going to show you the way that I do it because we smash these out in no time. Right, so a typical ditching bucket like this is a 6-hour job tops, yeah, but if there's 2 of you on it, you should do it in a few hours really. But anyway, if you was an owner operator and I was building this for myself, for my own machine, I would be using Rayex material and Hardox material for the edges, yeah. But because we have a massive fleet and you just don't know where these buckets are going, yeah, we're going to put a mild steel 8mm floor in it. We are going to put an HB 500 weld on edge, which is here. That's actually got weldable paint on it, but we will take it off anyway because I don't like the fumes that come off that paint. That's the floor that's going to go in it, 8mm mild steel. And we'll put a wear strip on it, or maybe 2 wear strips, and then we'll put the bolt on edge to the weld on edge. So the first thing we'll start with is cutting all the old floor out, yeah, and just getting rid of it all. So if you get a ruler on the side of the bucket there and mark, yeah, and if you go to this side and mark, and you can see here where the side of the bucket is, yeah. So your first cut wants to be as close as possible to the side, yeah. So then you cut down there and you get rid of all this. We'll put a straight edge on here and cut a straight line across there, and same with the centre, so we know where the centre is here and there. That's got a 20mm centre in it. You just put your ruler over the other side, yeah, mark it there, and mark it here. Let's come to the other side, we'll just mark it down. Right. What we want to be doing there, we want to be cutting on just a little bit of an angle that way, and a little bit of an angle that way. And we know where we're at here, so we can mark it down from there to there, yeah, and there. And the same at the other side. We'll put a nice straight edge across and cut it with a plasma, yeah? So we can cut it all with the plasma. Today I'm going to be using the X5P Fast MIG, which is the my new welder that I've just got. We're also going to use the 105 Hypertherm plasma, and I will use the my old MIG, my Loach Micro MIG 400. Right, so here in the background we've got some gates that we've just made for a new yard that we've got over in Wigan. We've got some electric EV point stands. So we've got 4 new electric trucks coming, and this is where we're going to put the charge point on. Well, that'll bolt down to a concrete pad. The charge point will go on here, and there's a few other little bits of brackets I want to make for him yet. So I've got Luke in today to basically do truck defects. Luke is my new lad who's just walking out the door there. We've got Callum in, who's like my right hand man, and Callum, like I say, he's just about to have a baby, you know, but it's a Saturday today, so I did say on the last one that you might not see Callum for a while, but I think she's due any day, so we'll keep him in as much as we can, get as much out of him as we can. Hey Cal, when do you think she's going to drop?
Monday, Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday. I'll have to see about that. Anyway, we've got Luke. Luke's my new lad. He's been here 2 weeks now, Luke.
Yeah,
that's soon gone, hasn't it? That's soon gone, that 2 week. So he's starting to become better than what he expected, yeah. So we'll go more into Luke in time over the Chronicles, but I am going to get him to start his own page on Instagram so we can build him a good page up as he works here and all the work that he does here. But the only downside to social media with your men is other people, other firms try to poach them, yeah, when they got their eyes on them all the time and they try and see him, but he'll never leave you. Right, so let's try this 105 out. So I'll just put a little square out there, just so I can actually see where I'm at from this side. So I know I need to go a little bit more that way, as you can see. Only a touch though. We'll go straight down here. Let's just have a look at the other side now. So can you see how we've got to the centre piece? How close we've got it? Yeah. You see how close we've got it? They're right up through there. But we will be cutting that back. Yeah, to probably put the new bottom in, and we'll show you shortly. We're going to do that now on all four. Right, so now that's that first cut all the way around, out of the way. As you can see, we've come back down to pretty much the original thickness of the bucket floor, which is about 8mm. We'll just straighten that little lump out there. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a flat bottom in it. So And when you are putting a flat bottom in it, you want to go from that corner there, up. So we're going to lose that much of the bucket. Like I say, if it was my own bucket for my own machine, we'd probably put a bit of a rolled bottom in it. But because there's that many and we're short of ditching buckets at the moment, this is a quick way of getting them back out to work. We can actually cut this plate now, and I will overlap the plate onto the edge. So whilst I've been cutting that out, Cal's been prepping the new edge that's going on and taking the paints off. Like I say, some people don't take that paint off, but I take it off pretty much every time. I don't like the fumes that come off it. So Cal, do you want to cut the floor? We want to be 450. Oh, we can go to 480. Yeah. We'll put 480 by the width of the bucket. I'll take this one.
Okay. 2 meters 20.
2 meters 20, so do it 2 meters 10 on a 5 mm gap there. 480 by 210.
480.
Yeah. 480 by 2010. So always remember, the more that you take off with the plasma, yeah, the less grinding you got to do. So there's very little grinding to do here now. Yeah, we've got rid of all the old weld on here because we've gone past it as we're putting a flat bottom in it. Now there's very little grinding to do, so a little bit of warp on the grinding direction. Right, so we got a tack in the centre, we just lift it. Yeah, we know it's going to go down there. Tack, Cal, put your screen on. So what we're looking for, we're just looking for it to be flush here. So just knock it out a touch there so it's flush. We'll put a tack in the centre, as long as we know that it'll go at both sides. Can you see? You don't want the plate giving it that, it's got to be level. So I know it'll go at both sides now. One sec, Cal. Tell me when it's level. Yeah. Alright. Let's turn off it now. Yep, that's it, corner. Yep. Right. So now we've got it level at the bottom, we'll pull it in here, in the centre. I'll pull it from that side, Cal. Yep, that'll do. Yep. Right, get 2 tacks on this side here. The only downside to filming for YouTube is you can't have the radio on. And I like a bit of smooth country in the morning.
Yeah, so Baz loves a bit of smooth country. I absolutely hate it. Worst thing going. Miles better filming so we don't have to listen to it.
Right, so once you got that bottom in there, check it with your tape. Oh, we got 686 there, sir. And that's with my bad eyes. I want 685. Just knock it out of the mill, Cal. Knock it out that way a touch.
Back up.
Yeah, touch. Oh, touch one off mill. Right, get a tack on that. Only tack the inside for now. We'll show you in a minute. So we've got to come in 15 mil here. Through the belt.
Down?
Yep. Bouncing a bit, get a sass clamp on it.
You're not like that.
Yeah, on there, Cal.
I'll get you to.
Come on. Come on. Check everything. Right, so now that's the bottom tacked in. Our new edge is 200 mil. Right, so I'm going to sit the edge 30 mil down here. Some people put them level, but I like to keep it behind the plate, so it makes it a lot stronger really, that edge, once it's behind the plate. So if we're going to go 30 mil, You've got to remember how much is sticking past here. Come around the side, director. So if you look here from the from that point to that point, yeah, that's your breaking point. Well, from there, from here to here is your breaking point if you're coming out so far, yeah. Other than that, you're gonna have to start putting another plate in here to give it more strength, because they can break there. That's why I sit the edge behind there, because this also helps giving it strength. So we'll mark up from here now. And that's going to be the cut line. There's no edge to sit against. Yeah, the 30mm down. I'll do that on all three. Well, this one can be cut off flush. This one can go all together. So Luke's just banging some trestles together out of some old beams that we got kicking about. What I want is the edges radius in here. As you walk past them, you can catch your overalls, rip your overalls, and same down here, Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that corner off there and that corner off there, a nice radius on them all. So if you're ever walking past them at some point, you don't catch and rip your overalls, yeah? So these are for heavier duty buckets that we're going to be building in the future, rather than the smaller trestles that we've got that bucket on there at the moment. And when I talk to you about material on buckets that we use, yeah, you've got like the bucket that we did for Asheville and the bucket that we did for PRS. That's all high-end material. But when you're putting buckets out on hire that could go to anywhere and anybody, so they're just going to get pure abuse, this is why we just chuck them together like this. We're only 2 hours in now. This is where we're at. Right, so that's all tacked up now, ready for welding. The edge, the one thing to look for on a bucket like this, the edge itself needs to be in line with the top pin. Yeah, so if you look down it like that from the top, that has to be in line with the top pin always. That's the main thing to look for on buckets, yeah. Even on digging buckets, the edge has to be in line with the pin. That's the #1 priority. Right, now then we don't need to put any preheat into this bottom plate, but we will put preheat into this edge when we start welding this edge on, yeah. And we have a wear strip to go on the back. Decided to use a 20mm now, 8 to be 20mm flat bar that will go on here. And then a lot of operators don't like having flat bars on here, but I'm not really bothered. I just want the bucket to have as long as life as possible, so it don't need to come back in the workshop. Like I say, we've over 500 buckets out in the field right now. This is just a quick job today to show you how quick really it can be done. And the right way too. So Cal's going to be using the Kempy because I want him to start using this a lot more. Obviously I'm backing away from welding a little bit. I'm going to let the lads do it more. So Cal is going to be the man that's only going to be using that Kempy, and I'll stick with my Lorch today. Alright, let's crack on welding. Right, so now we flip the bucket over. We've got the wear strip tacked on the back. We've got the outer side welded there. So now we're going to put a run all the way around here. We'll put a little bit of heat into this bit before we weld this. We'll put 3 runs there, 3 runs there, and there, and just 1 pass on this. It won't take long to do this now. Bit of warp director. Right guys, so what we're using here is a bowler, diamond spot, corded wire, so it's metal cord, 1.2mm wire, yeah? Nice and smooth. Right, so we're just going to put the bolt on edge on. And the only thing I don't like about these ones that we've bought is, can you see how close it is, that hole to the side of the bucket? So we'll just have to tuck into that a little bit with grinder. That's why we've not welded that bit there really. Right. You get a nut on it there, Cal. Still the other side to weld yet, but I'm just going to put this on whilst it's in this position. Tighten up and then we'll put a little tack on these nuts. Now then, the only failure point on this bucket really now is here, because this is worn down a bit. Is here. If it was to get abused somewhere and somebody's ragging that out of it, that's your failure point. But you know, your average driver should be alright with it. Operator, should I say. No, it's brew time. Look, you going for butties?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. We're 9:30. We're 9:30. Director, are you hungry, lad? Luke? Cal? Did Luke get the director a butty? Ooh. I'll have to see when he gets back. Director. Should we say the steak? So Callum's just tacking the nuts to the bolts, and the reason why we do that is because they do come loose and you're never going to reuse them bolts when you come to turn that edge, so we will always gas them off every time. But on the bigger buckets like that PRS bucket, we put like a little nut protector on, didn't we? So we are going to test that out, see what they're like, but we wouldn't really put that on this anyway. I'm ready for my breakfast, director. Right, so now we've got all the inside welded up. We'll just lower it down and flip it over. Just weld the back side. I feel not about that butty, director, do you? Stick one in there now, couldn't we? Huh? Yeah, we'll stick one in there in that position like that. A little bit of Pro Weld Cal on one side and I'll do it on the... Right, so on this now we can actually turn the juice right up on the sets and sink it in there. As long as there's plenty of tacks on this side, so that flat part can't pull. I'll put a nice big, might put a couple of runs in it. Let's just see how it sits in. Right, so we're on the last run now. Cal, make sure you weld that one, not that one. All right.
I'm going to weld them bolts in there as well, yeah?
You'll be home by 11 o'clock, come on. Let's go. Right guys, so that's that grading bucket buttoned up now. Usually takes 6 to 8 hours to do one of these, just one man. But obviously there's been 2 of us on it this morning. It is a Saturday, we have got a lot of defects to do on trucks, so we better get back to it. So we'll end this little episode here. But yeah, I just thought I'd just show you a typical job that runs in and out of the workshop there. When I'm in and out, this is what the lads do. Straightforward ditching bucket. A digging bucket will take just a little bit longer because there's quite a bit more welding in the adapters, depending on the size of the bucket, that is. But yeah, that'll go back to work now, and for a good 6 months before it'll need that edge turning, depending on what it's digging and the operator that's using it. So, Cal, what do you think about the Kempi, lad?
Yeah, it's bang on, yeah.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What were we saying?
Wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Oh, it always wasn't me, innit?
Wasn't me. No, I've let you out plasma before.
I'm not happy about that, son. Callum, Brookside, get us a new one of these sleeves, son. Yeah, nice one. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe as you always do. Well, as some of you do, if you want to build this channel. I'm hoping that the channel's going to get to a decent level where I can actually give my lads a little bit back, should we say. So we have got Luke today. Where has he gone now? But anyway, we've just set up Luke. Here he is, here's the boy. So he's just been doing these EV posts for me. And he's made me a set of trestles. So we've just set him an Instagram account up today, yeah? ESAB Luke, so give him a follow because he's a good lad. And I'll tell you, I can see the potential in him already. Right, director, we're going to crack on with some defects. See you on the next one.